It is up, it is back, it is gone, Marge!
See ya! Grand slam!
And it's done!
Look at this, he got him.
They did it again!
Reign reborn, reigns again!
This portion of Across the Association is brought to you by Rawlings. Rawlings is the official baseball of the American Association. Hey everyone, this is Across the Association. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in to our first program of the season. I'm Alex Bashevansky, and yes, we are back for another year. All season long, we'll be covering the ins and outs of the AAPB, and we've got a lot to cover today. Later on in the show, we'll preview both divisions for you. But first, let's take a look back at what happened last season and what's on tap for this one.
Roller back to the mound. There's McGrain. He'll race to first base. He'll do it by himself, and the Monarchs have won it. Reign reborn, reigns again.
And with that, the Kansas City Monarchs were the 2021 American Association champions. It was a fitting end to a season that saw them absolutely crush the baseball, setting a new league record along the way for home runs with 147.
That season they had was unbelievable. Joe Calfpietro, he kind of mastered the blueprint, right, of how to put a team together with big bats.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, there's no doubt. It was beyond fun. You know, it was magical. You know, new branding with the KC Monarchs and high expectations with the name, and it was a magical run that we went on. You know, we had very good players. It was exciting. It was magical.
The 2021 campaign was a chance for the league to start getting back to normal after the 2020 season saw fan restrictions and several teams sit out that year due to COVID-19.
It was great coming back full speed off of all the COVID protocols, back to business as usual last year. Fans really turned out. It was an outstanding season in total, capped off by Kansas City having an unbelievable regular season followed up by a magical run in the postseason.
This season, the league has been realigned into East and West divisions, replacing the old North-South format. And a new member club is set to join the league for 2022. The Lake Country Dockhounds will begin play in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
It's awesome having Lake Country on board. I know in the professional baseball circles, they've been talking about that market for a long time. It's finally here. It's coming to fruition, and I can say the demand for tickets in that market has been everything we thought and more.
Record drive to right. That ball is gone! Adam Brett Walker has just homered in his fourth consecutive at-bat.
Adam Brett Walker, the second of the Milwaukee Milkmen, absolutely terrorized American Association pitching over the past two seasons, en route to winning back-to-back MVP awards. ABW parlayed that success into a contract with the Yomiuri Giants of the Japanese Professional League.
Adam Brett Walker just tortured Dogs pitching for the last few seasons. I got to call a lot of Adam Brett Walker home runs against the Dogs, so I know that Dogs fans are going to be really happy to see Adam Brett Walker not in the league, and also happy for him because he's a good dude and a talented player, and excited for him to get a bigger, better opportunity playing in Japan.
The league has also said goodbye to Greg Taggart, the legendary manager of the Gary South Shore Railcats since 2005. He's taken a role within the San Francisco Giants organization. Also revamped for this season is the playoff format, which has been expanded. The top four teams in each division will make the postseason in 2022.
And teams that otherwise would be maybe dead in August are going to be back alive, trying to make it. And really, once you get into the playoffs, it's anyone's ball game. anyone can win it. So we're very excited about the 18 playoff heading into 2022.
In a sign that things have finally, fully returned to normal, the Chicago Dogs will be hosting the American Association All-Star Game in July. The first time the league has held the event since 2019, having to postpone the last 2 years due to COVID. All in all, 2022 promises to be a season for the ages.
It's going to be outstanding this year. I already have reports from all of our teams. Sales are up. It's like we're back to 2019 if we could take a time machine. So we're very excited about the fans turning out. The demand is extremely high, higher maybe than it's ever been during my tenure.
Can you believe it? March! Track it down!
This portion of Across the Association is brought to you by Ripp Soto. Ripp Soto is an official partner of the American Association. Welcome back to Across the Association. So with the Lake Country Dockhounds coming on board this season, the league opted for a realignment of the divisions. Instead of North and South, it's now East and West, and out East there's tons of excitement with the addition of the Dockhounds, plus the return of the All-Star Game, which is being held in Chicago. Here's a closer look now at the East Division. Of the 6 teams in the newly formed East Division this season, 4 were members of the North Division last year. Lake Country, of course, is a new addition, and the Cleburne Railroaders will most definitely be the road warriors of the AAPB this year. Last season, the Chicago Dogs were the North Division regular season titleists, making the postseason for the first time in club history. And Milwaukee, of course, were the playoff champions 2 years ago. While the Milkmen, as previously mentioned, will be without the man who's won the last 2 league MVP awards, Adam Brett Walker, who's now in Japan, they shouldn't miss a beat as they've added 2019 league MVP, Keon Barnum, the man who held the league's single-season home run record of 31 until, you guessed it, ABW set the new benchmark last year with 33. And talk about coming in with a bang. Lake Country has signed Dai Kang Yang, a 2-time Gold Glove winner from the Japanese Professional Baseball League, who most recently played with the Yomiuri Giants. No doubt about it, there will be storylines aplenty in the East this season.
The East is going to be really interesting because you have some of these regional rivalries. You have a newcomer in Lake Country, and you've got a first-year manager in Gary, too. Maybe a new look with the Railcats.
2-1. Ground ball, sharp play by the shortstop, throwing from his knees! Got him!
The Dogs won the North last year and returned most of the roster, and, of course, the skipper, Butch Hobson, for his 5th season.
He goes to left, and the Dogs win!
I think you're going to see some interesting storylines as 2022 plays out. Milwaukee, I mean, they're Milwaukee. You know what you're going to get from them. You're going to get good baseball every night.
Here it is, popped up, left side, and Miles Smith goes the distance.
I would like to think you're going to see us there at the end of the year. I think as we develop the culture and the expectations here in Cleburne.
It's a drive, deep to left field, way back, walk-off, home run. The Railroaders win it.
Logan Watkins is going to continue that trend, and I think you can look for big things from Cleburne and Kane County.
Smacked, high to left field, and it's a walk-off home run. The Cougars walk off in the bottom of the 15th.
I mean, George Samus, he knows how to put a product together. I think when you look up and down this division, I think you could make storylines for every team in the division to be a player at the end of this thing. So I'm really interested to see how things shake out from a divisional standpoint. American Association Baseball in 2022 is going to be a lot of fun.
This portion of Across the Association is brought to you by Vimeo. Vimeo is the official streaming partner of the American Association. Welcome back to Across the Association, everyone. You know, the old saying goes, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And the defending champions just happen to reside in the West Division this year. The Kansas City Monarchs will have a big old bullseye on their chest all season long as the title holders, with clubs trying to snatch that crown away from them. Here's a closer look now at the West Division. Of the 6 teams in the newly formed West Division, 4 were a part of the South last season, with Fargo-Moorhead and Winnipeg having played in the North. The West will be a battle all year long, especially when you consider the fact that the Monarchs and the Redhawks were the 2 league finalists last season.
For me, you have to start with Kansas City in the West just because they're the defending champs, right? They shellacked their way to the American Association Championship.
Hit out towards center field, drifting back at the warning track, at the wall, leaping up, and it is gone!
And Kansas City returns the bulk of its championship roster from last season, including playoff MVP Gabby Guerrero.
They're the favorite, but then you have traditionally strong teams in the West. I mean, Fargo is a team that's always right there.
Silviano swings and launches the ball high in the air to center. John Silviano just took one over the batter's eye.
And not only does Fargo-Moorhead have a potent offense, they may just have the most pitching depth in the American Association this season, with names like Kevin McGovern, Mitch Lamson, and Ryan Flores.
Of course, Sioux City, you always expect a strong team out of there.
3-1 pitch, high, fly ball to left, it's deep, cutting over Tyler Hill, back to the winning track, back to the wall, and it's gone!
So I think the West really, for me, starts with those 3 teams and is shaping up to be a real dogfight at the top this year.
You know, the Monarchs, they're the team to beat until somebody knocks them off. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. But, you know, Winnipeg and Fargo look recharged. I mentioned Lincoln. You know, they were 1 game out of the playoffs last year.
Fly ball club down the left field line, into the corner, and this ball is gone! Josh Altman ties the single-season franchise record with his 27th home run.
Sioux City's made the most playoff appearances of any team in the league since Steve Montgomery took over in 2014. And I'm really excited about what Mike Meyer has done in Sioux Falls and looking forward to seeing how the new field service they're going to have with the Birdcage is going to kind of impact them in a positive way.
There's a line drive out to center. Logan landed, laid out, what a play! Defense cleaner than a Kids Bop CD full of Cardi B songs.
This year marks the 30th anniversary season for both the Sioux Falls Canaries and the Sioux City Explorers, with special events and promotions set to mark the occasion at both ballparks. And it will also be a special year in Winnipeg as the Goldeyes finally return for a full season at Shaw Park after playing the last 2 seasons in Fargo-Moorhead and Jackson, Tennessee, due to COVID-19 border restrictions in Canada.
It was awesome to have them back for, you know, a little tease for about a month last year when we came back in August, and just super excited to finally have that full season like you mentioned. And I think everyone's just really, really excited for May 13th and that first true home opener since 2019.
Kansas City Monarchs manager Joe Calfapietra knows that as the defending champs, teams will be gunning for his squad this year. But to him, hey, that's what makes this game so much fun.
There's a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good managers that put such good ball clubs together. So it's going to be fun from day one, you know, going into each city and you see how the ball clubs are being assembled, you know, each day. And it's just really exciting.
And that's going to wrap up our very first show of the season. But just a reminder, folks, all throughout the regular season and the playoffs, to keep up to date with everything that's going on in the American Association, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thank you so much for tuning in to our very first show. We'll be here every week throughout the season. We'll see you next week.